tell us a little bit about yourself. How are you, José? Good morning. Well, I'm José, I live in Madrid, I'm 45 years old, almost 46, and well, my profession is managing sales staff, especially in the cosmetics sector, at a multinational company in Italy, and well, I've been involved in this whole trading mess since 2020, right around the time of the pandemic, with all the uncertainty. I've always liked to grow and all that, and I got into this wonderful and tough world of trading. Well, it's going to be 6 years now. Yes. Very good. So, tell me a little bit about how your trading has been in the previous stage, from when you started until recently. Complex, very hard, a lot of money lost, a lot spent. That's what's being argued, right? About the traders of the 90s, the 90%, etc., etc. I think I've experienced everything, signals, CFDs, I've done it all, I've done many formations, and the truth is, well, it's been very hard until, well, until I met you, of course, but yes, it's been hard. Long and with a lot of financial loss that affects you on a personal level, on a level of everything, right? From economics, so it's been very hard. But hey, I'm happy today, right? I want to say, excuse me for interrupting, it's something that all traders have experienced, we've suffered firsthand. That's why, with this testimony I've asked you for, and thank you very much for agreeing to give your opinion, we want to share with traders who are going through what we've all gone through. In the end, we've all gone through that learning curve, which has been tough, a dark time, right? Until you find someone who can really teach you a winning system and you gain the patience to implement it, well, it's a really tough time, isn't it? So, well, tell us what you found most difficult in your trading before and what has changed in your trading since you started using our 3-off system. Well, above all, it's the sheer amount of information you have from so many courses that ultimately lead to nothing, right? Because in the end it's much more smoke than anything else. In the end you have a lot of information and you operate, you have a stop loss, but you don't have a system, you don't have a plan. So, well, you trade and when the market gives you the opportunity, you go back in and what else do you count and you go back and so on. And that has been a period that I'm glad I've found myself in for so long. Of course, in the end well, you know this, José, that before, I don't know, this has been like a miracle that you came just when I was already thinking of saying, that's it, this is over for me, I mean, I'm about to throw in the towel. So, well, yes, that's what you were saying, right? You were already tired, you were about to give up, and well, it seems that fate has brought us together. I'm glad because, well, I know you're happier, that you're content, that you're getting good results, and well, how has your trading changed since using the system? Well, that part of unease, and I didn't have it because in the end you're operating without having a plan. Well, you guys make everything easier, and the first thing I get is peace of mind, and above all, something that's very difficult to express, but it's like feeling like a professional. I used to go in at any time. Now, I see that I operate like an institutional operator, that is, with something very marked, very defined, with a clear plan. So, it doesn't give me the anxiety I had until a month and a half, 2 months ago. So, in that sense, I feel more comfortable, much more at ease. I don't know how to explain it, it's very internal, but in the end, that's the summary. The summary is, therefore, to look professional, that is, how can a guy who operates with 10 million euros do it? Well, before, for me it was unfeasible, wasn't it? So, the whole part and the whole system and everything you've created, which I'm telling you is from another universe, from another planet, well, what it does is make you go with confidence, which I've never had before. I mean, even though I've had good days and good months, something inside me was saying, damn, but with this I can't retire, I mean, I can't retire operating like this. In other words, you always had that feeling internally, and yet with TradeSoft, the system is that it doesn't allow for failure, on the contrary, and it gives you both good results and internally you grow without realizing it. So, you say, damn, the thing is, these days I can feel like a professional, like a guy who can operate at a more global, institutional level. So, above all that, José, you know that I like what I hear because, look, precisely when we created this system we were looking for something for ourselves, to have a defined plan, something concrete. We don't have to be analyzing markets that are always succumbing to uncertainty, right? And that's where it all began. After working for more than 2 years with programmers, computer scientists, traders, searching for systems, looking for confluences and so on, something was born that we created so that people hardly have to think, right? People who, like you, might say, I can't take this anymore. Okay, it's like I was saying before, we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know because the market is a world and a sea of uncertainty in which we are often subject to chance, strokes of luck that make you earn a little money that you think you know, but you don't, right? Because that's what the market is like, it's random, okay? Therefore, when you win you think you're doing well, but the best thing you've ever done is win by doing it badly. We leave no room for error here, we leave nothing undone, we leave no loose ends, okay? We give you a plan, a system to follow so that you have an easy path, in which you can gradually advance as you progress, little by little. We're not looking for a stroke of luck, we're looking for progressive growth, proportional scaling, and for you to ultimately find happiness in your daily life, so you don't have to spend 10 hours in front of screens to earn money. Half an hour is more than enough. Take your slice of the pie and relax, spend time with your family, enjoy yourselves, go out with friends. Everyone should enjoy what they want, their hobbies and everything else, right? And I think that the people I talk to, who ask about it and are using the system, that's what they value most, the patience and peace of mind that the system brings, right? So, well, I'm glad that you now feel confident, right, when facing the markets. Well, look, to tell you it's 10:30, right now I would probably have already been at the Ninja operating and all that and already with the anxiety, right? So, well, in the end I don't have the anxiety. Now I'm enjoying my family, I'm enjoying the holidays and focusing on saying, well, look, I'm calmly starting to operate. We have changed lives. I could say that we have changed our lives in terms of trading. I think my face shows, right? I think I'm a different person now because, of course, all of this affects you not only professionally, but also personally. He's happier now, you know, you have different relationships, I don't know, everything flows in the end, José, because I was really burned out on trading and especially on the academies, the systems, the people who you just find hard to trust, and besides that, you know. The system came later, I met it, but above all, getting to know you, that part you transmit of saying, I said, well, I was already very closed off, it's like you've been cheated on so many times that you don't trust anyone anymore, right? That's what happened to me, so that part has changed my life, obviously, but come on, it's changed my life. And I'm so glad, I'm glad you've joined the family, that you're enjoying it, and well, you know 2026 is a big year, we have plans. We have things and new things coming soon, you've already seen them on the website, we're constantly uploading announcements that we're still working, we don't want to leave anything to chance and well, I know it's hard to trust people in the end. That's why I've also asked for this, because I too have been scammed in the world of trading, and it's a terrible experience because you lose time and money. Well, we wanted to do something truly honest and sincere, and we like that people actually come and see for themselves because we're not deceiving anyone, quite the opposite. What I want is to help people who are having a hard time on this path. And well, finally, one more question. How would you describe this if you had to recommend it to a friend, a family member, or someone you know who is also going through a difficult time? What would you tell him about the system? How would you recommend it? Well, because in the end I personally had a very bad time, a very bad time. I couldn't go into more detail, but you have a bad time. I've been through all of this, I think I've tried everything, all the bots, all the signals, all the signal channels, and the part one recommend is obviously how I feel today, but not only me internally. But everyone around me notices it. We're here, obviously, to make money, and today I'm making money with the system, right? And above all, apart from it being one, it's all that flows until the moment of feeling that professional, that is, there are thousands, I think I've done all the courses that are on the market, possibly I have very few left and it's the first time, as I say, that I feel professional. In other words, if you want to feel professional, not in the short term, but to be able to say, wow, I'll still be operating the same way in 10 years, this is the system that can give you that click, right? Everyone says, damn, even the trading that the trader clicks on. Well, now it's clicked for me, that big click, because I feel professional. I mean, I was operating in other ways that said, and in 5 years, this shouldn't happen anymore, I don't know what. This isn't going anywhere. There will come a time when this is because you lack knowledge, because you don't know. And I realized that I didn't know when I met you and saw the system, I saw your initial explanation, I said, I have no idea about trading. I realized it, I got stuck there like the first low point and I said, I have no idea. And today, yes, I can recommend it, I can teach it. And tomorrow I can say to my daughters, hey, sit down at the computer and I'll teach you how to trade. Now I can. So that's the part, that's why I don't recommend it. Ultimately, I believe it's the only way, the only system, and I say this as someone who has gone through many training programs and 100% of them. Today, after 6 years, it's the only thing on the market that can make you a real trader. The rest is just, well, luck, right? I really appreciate your words, José. Well, I've been asked, why are you marketing the system? No, keep it for yourself and keep making money. I don't really do it for the money, I do it because I know, and have suffered in my own experiences, what it's like to learn trading, take courses, and stay up late at night in front of the screens looking for an entry point when the market is already in the Asian session where it's no longer moving. It's not going to give you many goals and just suffering, fights at home, and unpleasantness, but I think that for the people who are lucky enough to find it and use it, we're going to change their lives. And I think that when you contribute something to people and people are happier because of you, well, I think that's a beautiful goal, isn't it? It is clear that in the end everything has a cost, a price. There's a lot of work behind it, a very large investment, but well, I think the price is small and the profits are large, so for me it's too small for what it gives, not only in terms of recovering the financial investment, but also in terms of. Look, and you know it, José. In the first or second conversation I had with you, I said, I have a knot in the guarantee because it's not just the money it generates, obviously that's great, but that part on a personal or professional level that makes you change. So, of course, for me right now it doesn't have, the cost isn't small, it has a value that is not only economic, it has a value on a personal level. My life has changed so much on a personal level that I would have spent much more money on psychologists or psychiatrists than what it has cost. So come on, it's a gift to me. Well, I already told you on the first day that it's a gift. Well, you're happy, and I'm even happier to see you like this. Honestly, we've gained a friend, not just someone who uses our system, and you know we have a lunch date planned. I'll be coming to see you in Madrid soon, and we'll enjoy this. It makes me so happy to see you like this. The truth. I tell myself that I'm talking and I still have that feeling of goosebumps, a lump in my throat, because everything I'm experiencing is so exciting for me, and I'm grateful for that, and I thank you, Juan, and the truth is, I don't know, I'm speechless. There are many things that can't be described with words, and I'm not just saying it's not about money, it's everything in general. So, like I said, I won't have enough time in my life to thank you enough for when you came into my life and where I am now. So, I'm happy about that. Well, José, thank you so much for sharing your story, for giving your opinion. I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure. And well, I'm sending you a big hug, have a great day, continue enjoying the holidays, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for everything. Okay, José, a hug. Thank you. See you. Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye.